Okay, just checking to see are we live on YouTube, and I think yeah, we're live on YouTube, and I need to make sure we're live on TikTok. Bear with me now, everyone, for a second. So should be live on hopefully everything at this stage. Right. I suppose I should share this out now. It'd be the right thing to do. What I'm doing is going to cover some stuff in a minute. Right, so hopefully live on TikTok, live on YouTube. Other than that, I don't really know what else I'm streaming at this moment in time. So what I want to do in today's video and today's live, I suppose, is go over a bit of content repurposing, what I do in my own AI system. We're going to kind of briefly discuss about leads, scraping leads, lead generation, things like that, and potentially if I have time to look at building a research agent. Now, if it's a case you're new to all these channels, however you're watching it on, make sure you subscribe, follow, like, do all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So first things first is I'm going to bring everyone in here and just double check we make sure we're working. What I'm going to add here is some money thing. Let me see. So bear with me for a second again on TikTok. So treasure box. TikTok can do this, so we might as well do it. Yeah, so if you click that box in the top, I think something happens. Again, don't really know what happens, so just click it and see what happens anyway. What I'm doing then is going to go right through it, break it down into the best way possible, but just, I suppose, show how it's actually done for myself and how you could potentially do this yourself for your own business. Congratulations, Don, on getting a few kinds. So, as I said, inside of Claude here, this is my own system, I suppose. This is my AI employee. This is what I teach. This is what I talk about for everyone. And I want to kind of show how this helps me, but also how it can easily help you. So if we can see first thing here on what I've opened up, I'm going to try and zoom in a bit. So hopefully you can see this a bit better. I've ran this already today. So I've created a video today and all I did is my editing, recording and edit it. Then from there, all I've done is got AI pretty much to do everything else. So transcribe the video, cut everything down for me, designed all the thumbnails, and pretty much done all that for me. So where is everything's always... Yeah, so TikTok pretty much, no matter what I do on TikTok, it just seems to come up some sort of ban of some sort, and it just annoying as fuck, to be honest with you, at this stage. Yeah, so look, we're just going to focus on YouTube here. If you're on TikTok, appreciate it for following along. What I'm did here is I did everything for me. So I pretty much generated all my thumbnails, generated everything for me. But now I suppose comes the repurposing side of things. So if we go to my outputs folder here on the left, you can see I have pretty much very few pieces of content left anymore. Standard, so we have no standard. We have only one, I think, main carousel ready to go. Other than that, we're pretty much empty of content. So what I want to do is want to see what kind of content we have to repurpose and take it from there. Right, so let's go. I'm going to ask, can you tell me what SRT files we have that have been used as repurposed for content? So again, all I'm doing is getting it to repurpose it all from it and see what actually happens. So again, this is all this is going to do is obviously SRT file. This is the transcript. So the transcript of these files, what they do is they pretty much, I record my video, it gets a transcript like I mentioned here. Once it's transcribed, it then turns around and it allows me to repurpose it all the content into carousels, shorts, reels, all these kind of things. It also gives me the ability to now be able to schedule all this stuff. So you can see here I have a lot of actual articles or a lot of videos that I've done that haven't been actually used yet. So transcript, stop using ChatGPT, 5 AI agents that actually make money, carousel skill builder, full repurposing content pieces. So, and again, breaks us down to these different things. So what are my last 2 SRTs that have been done? So again, just pretty much telling it to see what are my last 2 SRTs that haven't been done. I know there is one I'm not 100% sure if this one is 100% done yet. So we want to see something that has been kind of right. So where are we gone to now? Right, so we're going to pretty much wait and see what happens here. So 2 most recent SRTs, Claude tutorials. This is pretty much the one that went out today, and then Claude tutorial. I run my whole marketing week in 3 hours. This is what I'm doing on this one. So what we'll do is we'll work it on number 1. So all I'm going to do is get it to pretty much run the content repurposing on this and get it to generate my carousels. So we'll see what kind of happens here and let it work in the background. Okay, so what I want you to do is focus on number 1 SRT here, the Claude tutorial. I want you to run the content repurposing on this. What I want you to do is, because we get 2 carousels, I want you to pick 1 main carousel and 1 standard carousel from the list. Actually, scratch that. Let's go with 2 main carousels. Everything else then we don't need the reels ideas. It's not needed. Other than that, you're good to go with everything else. Any questions, just ask. So yeah, so I got the last one. One of the key things to remember here is when you're with AI like this is get it to ask you any questions before you kind of get it to jump in and do anything else. Simple reason is if you don't, it's going to just go along and assume something straight away. If you can get it to ask it to give you feedback on something, it's going to come back to you with exactly the problems. So again, running the repurposing before it kicks off, loading up the factory, all this kind of stuff. And again, pretty much you can see here my own skill, content repurposing. 2 main carousels, again, no standard. This is perfect. Skipped reel ideas. So the reel ideas are just other ways that I use, I suppose, to give me, ideas for different reels. Once I get a proper camera set up and I can record myself properly in the full frame and pretty much move it from the center to the right, then what I'll do is I will start to clip these reels or these videos down into individual, reels for me. This is just going to add a lot more value, I suppose, and just make work 10 times easier. So you can see here what we're doing now. So this is pretty much doing all the heavy lifting for us. Where else have we gone to? So this is doing the heavy lifting. Once this is done, we pretty much should have all more content added into here. So you can see on the schedule folder, we have nothing in B-roll. Carousels has nothing in it. My images have nothing in it either, I don't think. Maybe 1. We click that. Yeah, so we have 1 image left in that. Infographics have nothing. Reels, I have a few. So I have a few reels anyway ready to go, which is perfect for me. And that's exactly what I want. Yeah, so that's, as I said, that's working away. What I want to do now is quickly show you this over here. So I done this today in a video, and make sure you check out my most recent video about this. But I think one of the key things to remember here is some of these numbers when people talk about AI. So you can see straight away, the owners already doing this or pulling ahead. So in terms of people using AI, there's actually not much people using it. And it says here 58% of people are using AI at the moment in time. Now, in terms of using it, I suppose can be taken in many different ways. Number 1 is a lot of people tend to talk about using AI, but what they're doing is using it in terms of just ChatGPT, asking it a simple question, and from there it's just pretty much working away with it. That's a major problem straight away because, as I said, you're just repeating yourself every single day of the week. I think this is really interesting. 66% of people AI using small business saw revenue rise. And again, I can see this because obviously potential to expand your growth, expand the amount of people to see you is massive. Once you can do that, you're going to get more, obviously, sales, more eyes on you. It's just going to push the business forward. This one here, I think for me is so true. 13 hours given back to marketers every week by AI. So again, this is a massive help to me. As I said, it helps me every single day of the week. It allows me to basically do so much more work. It's like now and see what's wrong with this joke. So yeah, it allows me to see so much more of what's happening. So TikTok seems to be always acting up on me. For what reason, I don't know. And where are we gone? Yeah. So 13 hours back every single week with this, and has been for me that and then some. Allows me to do so much more, I suppose, work in general, and plus allows me to work so much more inside of my actual community. And again, we have 41% of small businesses say AI frees them to spend more time on actually growing their business. If any of you followed me for my early days, it was a big push for me. It was all content, trying to stay on top of content every day of the week. Basically stopped you from growing, stop you from doing anything. And you're probably in the same position yourself. You're sitting there, you're realizing you need to post, you need to do more content. What ends up happening is you don't get time to actually do the work you want to do. And I think that pushes everyone back. So if we just quickly go over here, it's ready to pretty much work here. So you can see the plan is ready. 2 main carousels: stop renting a chatbot, hire an AI employee. Again, perfect. 4 jobs your AI employee actually does. Again, that's perfect. Images are okay. Infographic is grand. And the B-roll, again, is okay. So we're going to tell it to just go with this. Now the plan is confirmed. This is going to do the work now for us. It's pretty much going to generate the images, get the B-roll ready for me, generate the carousels, and I'm pretty much good to go from there. Remember, if you're new to the channel, if you're watching this on YouTube or watching it on TikTok, make sure you subscribe. So if you have any questions, also let me know in the comments on whichever platform you're watching it on, and it's on this screen over here. So hopefully I'll get to it in a few minutes if I can get remember to look over there and see it, obviously. So as I said, you can see this is going to go off and start doing its work now. It's pretty much has allowed me to, be able to do these live. So said I don't have to worry about it. So even the content there that's going to produce is 9 pieces of content. Even if I'm posting 3 times a day, that's my 3 days roughly of content already done. And as I said, once I can do that, it's a massive help. So the ability to just streamline, I suppose, all your content is huge. Where else have we gone? So as I said, he's working away. Basically, Alex, my AI employee, he's doing his job, and we're pretty much, streamlined, I suppose, the amount of work that's being produced, what actually can be done. So on this, one thing that I talked about is in here about getting it to AI to help you and maybe streamline, say, what is it? Do leads, capture, scrape on an audience. So I did this today. I created an agent today. Just the purpose was to scrape email accounts and stuff like that. So the way it works is I was after building an AI tool, but I want to focus on businesses in a certain area only. That's it. So instead of going to Google myself and searching and going through all this stuff, what I done was I pretty much built an agent that allowed me to scrape it and uploaded everything to Notion. So all this information then got added to Notion, as you can see here. So all local businesses, names, addresses, retail, email addresses, everything. So everything here was added perfectly for me. This allowed me now to pretty much email each of these. And even on top of that, what I've done is, because I asked it, is it generate an email? So you can see here, this is the email. This email was generated then for me that I can now either automatically send to myself, or again, I can turn around to AI and say, look, send that on for me. Again, if you had maybe 50 of these, you could send them over a period of time. and just reach out to businesses. Again, reach out is probably one of the best ways to actually, grow a business in general, because at the end of the day, it's going to get more engagement. So if we, so as I said, that's one of the big reasons of AI, the ability to kind of just do this work for you while you're doing other stuff. And I think that's the big thing. A lot of people tend to focus heavily on just using AI and thinking it's just for content. I'm just going to use AI to create content for me. That's it. You don't need it. It's not just about content creation. You can do so much more with it. And I think as soon as you start to realize that, that's where it changes the entire game. You're focused on it from the point of view of, yes, creating content. You focus on it from the point of view of streamlining content, streamlining what you're working on, a load of different things like that. Once you start doing that, that's where the difference, that's, I suppose, where the big shift comes in AI in general. And it's not a case of it's just you're using AI for the simple fact of, oh God, look, it's doing its job, or it's doing a certain thing. As I said, it's giving you freedom to streamline work. I suppose just to quickly show you on my own. So you can see here, the videos have been rendered. So these are the B-roll videos that I have. It's gone there again from somewhere. So if I B-rolls, you can see pretty much they're in here ready to go nearly. Perfect. As I said, for me, this is perfect. These are getting engagement for me. So build your AI employee in 7 days. And again, breaks down exactly what I'm trying to do. You can see it's obviously just a recording of me typing on the computer. That's it. B-roll is one of the best things to actually get engagement in general online, on social, because it's completely different. But as I said, it's AI done this for me, done the heavy work of me not having to open up Canva, bring it all in, or worse again, me open up Canva itself, and do all the work, or me having to do it through what's it called, CapCut. And again, they're just time draining, and as I said, you don't need to be doing it. Right, so you can see it's still working away. Both captions were done. B-roll overlays are done. Next job we'll be working on the carousels. So these are, we had number 1 I think already. So number 2, number 3 are still being generated. So this is going to take probably 5 or 10 minutes in total to generate all them. Okay, so infographics pretty much are nearly done as well, I think. If we scroll down here to see infographics, so we have 2 infographics done. And again, with these infographics, you can't see them properly on that maybe. With these infographics, the way it's done is it generates everything for me and pretty much works the different designs. Again, the key thing here is just to see what, I suppose, bites online. Again, if you're new to the channel, I appreciate if you would follow, subscribe, like, whatever the hell it is. It would mean a lot to help, obviously, me grow the channel in general. All single images are built. Pretty much slides are all basically in process at the moment. Once the carousels are done, that's my content done for the next, I suppose, 3 days if I wanted to, with very little actually work. And some people will always question that, oh look, it's still AI created. Yes, it is, but the difference is it's not just going to ChatGPT asking it to create something for me. It's something completely different. And I think that's where most people kind of trip themselves up when it comes to using AI. So that's working. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to get it to see about doing research. So I have a note here on my board in front of me, and it's pretty much talking about how to use AI and get AI to do research for us. So as one of the big things of marketing, it's focusing on using, getting information. So I can get AI to pretty much do research for me. This is going to allow me to obviously understand a bit more of what people are doing, what they're not doing, and overall just again grow the business. If you have any questions, let me know. So that's the content side of things pretty much working there. As I said, 7 days of content done and dusted. Can pretty much nearly walk away from content. Again, allows me to focus 100% on what I'm wanting to do, which is obviously helping people and teaching people about using AI for their business. You know, you don't have to be an expert in AI. You don't have to be an expert in coding. And I mean, you see this, if you're looking at this screen, you're thinking to yourself, Jesus, I can't do that. That's way too complicated or way too much. I have no idea about coding. AI does 90% of the work here in terms of helping you. And if you have questions, just ask it. It'll basically fix any problem that you come across and will massively help what you're trying to do. So just to show you, I suppose, my content is being produced. So we go over here to Blotato as a tool that I use to schedule all my content. So you can see here, I'm scheduled today up until Wednesday. You can see all the content there as I scroll through it. I think in total I post about 120 pieces of content per week. That's obviously including cross posts and things like that. But again, each cross post has its own unique caption based on whatever the platform is. And pretty much they're the ones you want to be doing because that's what's going to get you views. That's what's going to get you seen. And again, all this is inside the Marketing Hub. If you're interested in learning more, you can see the link everywhere that I post and talk about this free trial, and you can basically build your own AI employee within 7 days, as the challenge is locked in here. And yeah, so if any questions, anyone have anything at all, just let me know. If I'll try and find TikTok and make sure YouTube is active. Yeah, YouTube is active. I think that was nearly most of it. I suppose the biggest thing here is you're not really starting every day when you're using AI. You're not really looking at every single day of the week and starting from scratch. You're pretty much every day is with your own AI employee, is completely new, is completely, I suppose, understands what your business is. And you have to just remember that when you build it out, it is like a hire. It is an actual person that you have, not a person, I suppose, but an AI employee. Because what it's going to do is it's going to do the tasks that you wanted to do every single day of the week. And I think as soon as you start doing this, it is just going to make things so much easier for you. If you're running your own business, it's definitely going to make things easier for you. You know, because it just streamlines everything. And as I said, in this day and age, it brings us back to this one. You know, if you want to start improving your revenue, improving sales and stuff like that, you're going to have to jump on the AI train, I suppose, is the way to look at it. Because at the end of the day, that's where your competition is using. Most of your competitors are using it. You will have the other side of the audience, I suppose, of people saying AI content is crap. 100% agree with you. It is. However, you're not just creating AI content, and I think this is the big thing that people seem to get tripped up on is you're using AI to get rid of some of the tasks you do on a daily basis, and once you can do that, that's going to make the difference for you. That's going to just streamline. That's going to make things 10 times easier for you. So definitely is something to keep an eye on. Definitely is something to check and watch. And, you know, as I said, if you have any questions about it, definitely ask. Right, so we're going to wait for a minute and see what happens here. Can we get a few questions if anyone pops in? Where is YouTube? Right, so what we'll do next is go back here, see how the content has been done. So this is working on my carousels now. So the carousels are still being generated. That's being generated in the background now for us. So as I said, I'm pretty much good to go. I can get this to write the article. So again, what I'm going to do is pull in my latest video. So we'll bring up my latest video now. So bear with me now for a second on this one. We'll try and find my YouTube video. So all I'm doing here is I'm going to just get AI to pretty much create the article for me. The reason I do this is to help Google obviously understand more of what I'm doing. So if I go to my most recent video, and again, which is, I think it was Claude tutorial, and once that's done, go over here. So put it in here. Okay, so for my latest SRT file that we have, which is the Claude tutorial, I think it was. Claude tutorial. So what we want to do now is I want you to write the SEO article for me. Pay attention to the keyword that we used in the video, because it should be in the outputs of the YouTube package for that video file, and pretty much create that, upload it as to WordPress as a draft. Make sure you embed that YouTube video link in it, and generate the images for me also, please. Any questions, just ask. So again, this is going to go off now, and it's going to pretty much do all that side of things, the content in terms of writing the article. And if we can quickly show this screen here. So this is obviously my website, WordPress website, and this pretty much is all my articles ready to go here. I just pretty much put them up here, and this is my most recent one, if you can see here, and the video link is embedded into it. And again, everything is done for me. Article images are done. All the SEO is done for the images. And, you know, as I said, I can change these around a bit if the images I'm not happy with. Internal linking. I think going forward, what I will do is add a bit more space into to everything. It is a bit blocky, so definitely something that I can improve on. But as I said, it is working because they are getting traffic. So up until I started the websites, I want to say about 3 months ago, I was getting no traffic to the website. And since I started doing this, I'm getting, after getting, I think, nearly 200 people to the website, 200 clicks to the website from those blog articles. And realistically, they're not taking me too long to really do. As you can see, I pretty much told it what I wanted to do. You can see here, it's after pulling in the transcript. And again, this is the key reason of why you need your transcript, because your transcript is going to be the driver for a lot of your stuff. It's going to read everything, go about basically creating, I got the full picture. Video maps clearly to tutorial. The target keyword is locked, Claude tutorial, again for small businesses. This is perfect. This is exactly what I want, because now what's happening is, again, if someone searches that term, I'm not saying my video is going to come up, but now that I have a video, I have an article, I have social content in terms of reels targeting that keyword, it just builds it up. And as I said, it's better to have it like that. And we'll go with featured and 2 inline, and boom, we're good. So actually, what I should have changed that time was my featured images, because I think my features images now are not. So my featured images now, I think, are missing some of the headings. So we go over here. Oh no, they're okay at the moment. Yeah, so this is what I want to get rid of. This one here, if you can see it, because at the end of the day, that's no good. That's not what you want. But other than that, as I said, you can see everything is ready here for me, and the articles are going to be ready as well, because we only have one up till the 30th was the last upload. So what I need to do now next is, obviously when this one is done, it'll be done and dusted. This one we want to see update, please. So this one is the carousel is taking a while, I think, to pretty much. Oh, yeah. So you can see this carousel has started, and you can see it's after pulling in all the stuff we wanted for it. Started to build the carousel. It's obviously missing out on one slide still, so it's taking a bit of delay with Higgsfield. You can see here we're pretty much almost complete for this side of things. So not only now have we on this live in the last 27 minutes, we've generated enough content from our long form piece of content for the next, say, realistically, if you only posted once a day, it's 9 days. If we're posting 2 or 3 times a day, you know, you're going to get nearly 3-4 days of content. We're also in the middle of creating an article for our website. And again, key thing about this is, don't just get AI to write an article and target this keyword. It needs to bring some sort of information from your own, I suppose, thoughts and build up. And this is why I always talk about having a long form video. If you're new to the channel, I would appreciate it if anyone is watching, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe, TikTok, follow, I think it is, slap the like button, help the channel grow, because I talk about AI every day of the week and marketing. So for my SEO articles, you can see here what's happening. It's web searching different terms. It's getting information. What happens is, when it gets this information about businesses, it puts it into the video or into the article. It adds more depth, more value. So again, it's just not a generic article just thrown up on a website for the fact of just doing it. There's a reason for doing it. So again, it's building up that entire digital footprint of what I'm doing. It's gathered some information. You can see here, web search, again, web search. Again, it went off to another web search, and it's pretty much doing a lot of research on this. And this pretty much is a massive help. So I have a question there on TikTok. 1 second now. Origin. Hey, I'm starting a course soon. So Springboard and digital skills in you. So starting course soon through Springboard in digital skills. Yeah, well, I think it's 100% is a good way to go. ATU. Yeah, I think it's 100% a good way to go for definite. Origin digital skills. I would definitely look at obviously AI in your own time as well, because there's an opportunity still everywhere to Springboard. I presume you're obviously from Ireland, I assume, as well, with Springboard. And yeah, as I said, digital skills will massively help, provided they're on some sort of topic. So if you could tie it in a bit more to, say, marketing, business kind of style of things, it'll be a massive help to you. But also if you can maybe take the time yourself to, even because I know there's not many places that are doing AI, talk about AI and stuff like that, it is well worth for you to get involved in AI for definite. Yeah, so obviously for me it's marketing. I work in with AI, so in terms of courses, there's no really one course, I suppose, that covers it all. What I would definitely look at doing is doing the Claude. I know they have their own like foundational courses, and they talk about, you know, the basics of Claude and things like that. Other than that, you're looking for what is it, ways that AI are used. Now again, look, inside of my own group, that's what I do. I talk about AI. We use it in a business environment, so obviously for different elements. So like from marketing, you're going to be learning about more about marketing. Marketing is not just about creating content. It's all about, you know, getting traffic, understanding the importance of your traffic, where it's coming from, how to capture it. And I think this is what I'm trying to teach more, less about an actual course and more about how it can be used in real life, because you're going to have people out there that are going to talk about how you can use AI, and they're going to give you these courses. They're going to cost maybe 500, 600, 700 euros to do a course. It gives them every single piece of information, and then what ends up happening is it's not really usable. And once you can, I suppose, understand how it's going to be integrated into a business environment, I think that's only going to become the real differentiator for you. So definitely do the Claude courses that they have. I think if you just search Claude courses, it'll come up. They have like the foundations, the 101 of Claude will get you really good understanding. Definitely, you know, interest in joining communities. Like as I said, my own one, Marketing Hub, that's what I talk about, AI marketing. And I bring in real stuff that's used day to day in a business, will kind of set you up fairly well anyway. But I would advise against going along and say paying massive money for courses, because it changes so much. I suppose the key thing today, everyone is using one AI tool, and another day they're all using a different AI tool. And I said that's what I'm trying to do, and keeping it, I suppose, as real as I can without it being crazy. Yeah. Where else are we going? Yeah, definitely the Claude. As I said, Claude is a brilliant way. They have their own resources there to learn Claude, the basics of it. And then once you tie in, I suppose, try and tie it into the business side of things, it'll help you massively. And plus it'll help with the actual, I suppose, the Springboard courses as well. So again, hope I answered your question there and didn't waffle on too much. Yeah, so we go back over here again. Content, you can see pretty much is doing. You can see Higgsfield has generated the images for me. Again, this is an AI tool that I just use as part of it, the entire journey. I was doing this through prompts, so I'd get a prompt, I'd go to ChatGPT, Nano Banana, whatever, generated. Took a bit of time. So now as I started to kind of grow the business, now I use Higgsfield, which is only, I think is a 25 or 30 euros or something a month. this then again allows me now to just, I don't have to do this. It goes and generates the images for me. You can see we've been doing that already for the carousels, which again are working. You can see them over here. They're working away over here. And as I said, the benefit of this, it's going to get my video, it's going to get the article done. So this will be done in a few minutes. And as I said, we finish it up then from that point of view, that we have from a marketing perspective. And I suppose touching on what Origin question asked a few minutes ago is understand how it all kind of, I suppose, connects in here. So the big picture here, and most people talk about using AI, it's like, yeah, look, you can do this fancy cool thing with AI videos. Yes, you can. But again, from a business point of view, is it going to help? So from the point of view that what I've done here now in this, I suppose, live, is I've recorded my main video, my YouTube video. This was the SRT file that I started with. Once that's done, that's up on YouTube, so that can be found through whatever keywords it's ranking for. As soon as that's done now, what's happening now is we have social content coming out. That's going to further just support that video, and Google's going to know, AI is going to know, everything is going to know now what I'm doing, what I talk about. Then once they're done, what happens is we have an article coming out. So now when someone searches that term, there's just a higher chance of my content being found and being seen. It just grows what you're trying to do. Again, I'm building up a big audience, I suppose, from this point of view on every social platform without having to do a massive amount of work. And from a marketing point of view, that's it. It is working perfectly for you. It is growing that, I suppose, audience. It is building out all that. And if we quickly just go back over here to see, has it been uploaded? I'll give this a refresh. Not yet. So it's not been uploaded yet. And as I said, we make sure we're not missing anyone on YouTube now, actually. Yeah, so yeah, as I said, like it's doing all this. You can see article assembled with video, both inline images verified, stats and clean copy, pretty much ready to go. And you know, as I said, it's probably one of the easiest ways to kind of start doing it. And as I said, most people, what they end up doing is they just overcomplicate for most of the time. You know, there is no reason to overcomplicate for most of this stuff. When you're talking about business, you talk about marketing in general, the majority of problems with marketing and in general, what ends up happening is you have to understand what's the reason for it. You have to understand, I suppose, how everything ties in together. So you have to, which is the hard thing, is place yourself, I suppose, in the customer's shoes of what they're doing, where they're going. Follow them on their journey and see what you produce. Does it help or hinder them? Is it a case that, you know, you can cut things, you can streamline things? Once you start doing that, that's where things will become a big difference. And definitely that's where AI will, I suppose, start to make a big difference for what you're doing. So what I'm waiting on here is just this one to upload now. And pretty much in the space of, as I said, what have we got? Where's our time? 37 minutes the live has been. We have the article pretty much done. All the images generated for us. We have our carousels done. I think this one finished off as well. If we open it up. Yeah, so we've got image 4. You can kind of see there on the right hand side. And then image 5 is pretty much done as well. Ready to go. And it pretty much streamlines everything what you're doing, keeps everything on point, keeps everything on brand. You can see here the formal tracker has flagged the conflict. So again, this is key. So what we want to do here is we want to make sure keywords are not cannibalizing each other. And I think that's massive. So straight away, the 0.8 matches are both on published drafts, and like secondary keyword in the 50 stack, and the only overlap, that's 0.67. Differing article. Yeah, no. So again, it's just updating. So it just makes sure that we don't have target the same keywords, because if you have the same article or maybe 2 different articles targeting similar keywords, none of the 2 are going to rank. They're going to compete with each other. So there's no point in doing that. Let's see. So now this should be. So again, the 30th, you can see it here. And you can see this one, the 13th, which is today's cloud tutorial for small business AI employee in 1 hour. And if you just quickly preview it, You can see generate the image for me, which again is not bad. Didn't really have to give it much context here. Claude tutorial, the video then will load up here. And then you go through the whole lot of it. Obviously, all our internal links that link out to different articles inside of obviously our own blog, which is perfect. We have external links. Again, you have an image put into it and another image. And this is perfect because this talks about the lead scraper, and this is what I did in the video. A real example. Again, this is perfect. It gives marketers back around 13 hours a week. So that went to an actual study, which you can see here again, which is perfect. I'll go back to the preview. FAQs, which is a major thing to get actually, I suppose, noted in Google search and things like that. So look, that's pretty much it. It's done and dusted. Another thing done, ticked off the box without having to do a massive amount of work. As I said, you can automate these more and more as you progress, and just makes life 100 times easier. So look, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching over on TikTok. Make sure you subscribe or follow along on TikTok. And if you're watching this on YouTube, again, make sure you subscribe. I'd appreciate all the support. And yeah, that's pretty much it.